Hello, everybody.
Hello.
This is Allison and Heather from Beating Dreams in Dallas, Texas. We are cold, but here.
I am warmer now. I was cold briefly, which is weird.
It's
y'all.
true. The
But
cold...
it's because it's like 56 degrees in the store.
Yeah.
So.
Uh-oh. Mary's having decision paralysis.
Uh-oh, Mary.
Okay, so this is our buttonless podcast. We are taking the first 15 minutes to actually do an unboxing because one of our amazing viewers, Silvern, sent us a box and somebody didn't realize that it was a box from Silvern. So it kind of sat around for a hot minute, and we thought that it was lost, but it's not.
Yeah. What had happened was it's not a wig.
It's not a wig. What would be really funny if you opened that and there was a wig in there.
It would. It would be really funny. But there is not a wig in here.
Yeah.
So we got confused by these self-addressed
yes.
envelope.
Sometimes I get confused, okay?
Look.
It's not easy to remain unconfused.
No. No. So here I am.
So there are delights in this box, and Heather's going to unbox them for you. Do we want a full screen, Heather? Because I might... Oh, I bet it's going to be black. I can make you bigger, though.
There's not a wig in here, actually.
There is a header.
Hello!
It's a bigger header.
So I am going to take one of these bags, and I'm going to pass you another one of these bags and not show them on the internet.
Oh, okay. Why are we not showing these on the internet?
Look at the names.
I see.
Yes.
That's cool.
No wigs.
No wigs. Yay, no wigs.
Yes. All right, so we have so many things in here. So much goodness.
I really want to know what's wrong with my ring light.
All right, so we've got topaz and a ring that we're going to fix. So I'm going to pass that. Oh! Unplugged things do not... Oh, sound.
No! No sound.
Sound?
Oh, really? Really?
No sound? Okay, good.
Okay, good. Cool. Okay. Now I have ring light. Now you can pass to me.
Hi, Julie. All right, so this is dragon ring to hopefully fix.
Oh, cool. Oh, neat.
Yes. And we've got topaz. Got it. Everything in here is awesome. Oh my gosh, how cute are these? So, for you.
Eee!
And for me.
Okay, hold on. I'm going to make you a little smaller. So stinking cute. Look at them.
I know.
And there's a unicorn. I love it. Is there anything in the unicorn? Is it just a unicorn? More unicorn. I love it. Now it's on.
And there's a rainbow.
Yay! These are amazing.
Ah, love.
Okay, noted. I did drop mine on the floor.
Oof. Mm. Silvern, you're awesome. Thank you. I am reading silently.
Yes, we all know how to read.
Silent, sustained reading.
We all know how to read in our head.
Yes. And let's see, we've got this one's for me, this one's for you.
Actually, that was not safe for work now.
I mean, also this is our work.
But look, unicorn.
So, I mean, unless that's an adult unicorn.
Well, okay, I did not examine the unicorn's undercarriage.
It's probably always a good plan not to. Oh my goodness, these are amazing. Ah!
Stickers! Oh my gosh, and cameos. Eee! Awesome.
What do your cameos look like?
My cameos look like this.
Mine too.
And stickers.
So everybody's cameos look like me. I love the stickers. Oh my gosh. These are amazing.
Fantastic. Yes, absolutely. Amazeballs.
Yes.
Thank you, Silver.
All right, so there are two things that we are supposed to decide whose is whose. Oh my gosh, I am so excited that I am opening this first. These are unbelievable, Allison.
Okay, well, way to keep me in suspense.
I'm trying. Look. Okay. So we have to choose which. I know.
Okay, well, you open
let's-
them, so you get to pick, or do you want to, like,
I'm going to come over there and we're going to pick.
draw a die? Oh, that's awesome. The cameos came from her great-grandmother's
Oh, I
stash.
love it.
Okay, no, you pick first.
That's so hard. I mean, this is clearly a water dragon.
Mm-hmm.
And then this one is a glitter dragon. Oh my gosh.
I mean, I like the glitter dragon, but I don't want to, like... I like them both.
Okay, so how about this? Can they both live here so we can both enjoy both of them?
We need to find a way to display them so that they're not just sitting on our tables, though.
Yes.
So, yes, as long as we can do that.
I think we can. Okay. So then I will take the water dragon, which goes with my fire dragon.
So...
Ooh.
I think both of the UV flashlights are at my house.
Okay.
So we cannot experiment with that right now.
Is it the one with the glitter or the one without? Probably the one without.
I'm betting the one without. The glitter one is so cool.
Oh, they're
both
so good,
cool.
Silver.
Thank you. All right, so they're both beating Dreams Dragons because Heather and I can't choose.
We can't. So we might.
So they're just
Yes,
going to
so
be.
this one is UV reactive.
They're going to
So,
be shared dragons.
Yes. They will live here, and if we need to switch who has which one, we can.
Yes, exactly.
But since there is a ring on these dragons, we can actually figure out a way to. Since the tail is a ring, we can figure out a way to hang them.
Yes. I mean, we could even hang them from like there.
Yeah. Oh,
And they would
I'm
twist
excited.
around.
Thank you, Silver. This was so
Thank
good.
you so much. This was so sweet of you. We appreciate it.
Yes.
And I will look at that dragon ring tomorrow and see what the what is with that.
Amazing.
Okay, so are we on to other things?
We're on to other things.
Okay, so this is the official start. We will definitely enjoy the treats for sure. Thank you, thank you. We'll divvy those up after the stream.
No, we don't have to. We each have a bag.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, that's even better. Yay!
No divvying.
No divvying. I love it. Okay, so this is the official start of our Buttonless podcast for this Wednesday evening. We are going to
We
be...
should say who we are.
We are... Yes. Okay, fine.
Sorry.
Let's try that again. This is the official start of our podcast for this Wednesday evening. So once again, I'm Allison.
I'm Heather.
And we're from Beating Dreams in Dallas, Texas. We are continuing our series of podcasts on weird and wild gemstone stories. So we are going to focus this evening on a necklace that currently is displayed in the Smithsonian National Gem Collection in the Smithsonian Institution in Washington, D.C. Most of the source material for this particular podcast comes from the book by Jeffrey Edward Post called The Smithsonian National Gem Collection Unearthed. I do highly recommend it. It's a really, really pretty book.
Yeah.
Photography is out of this world. So we're going to be talking about the Napoleon Diamond Necklace. So just to set a little bit of a stage, in 1811, Emperor Napoleon commissions Paris jewelers Etienne Nitol et Fils which means and sons. Yes, that's exactly how much French I speak, is that much. To create this lavish diamond necklace, and we will go into just how lavish it was in a little bit, but to create a lavish diamond necklace which he presented to his Empress Marie Louise upon the birth of their son. So let's go ahead and get a little bit of background on Napoleon and his empresses from Heather, our resident history expert.
So Napoleon was born in Corsica. He was of Italian descent, and he grew up resenting the French monarchy. He was not a fan at all. So as a fairly young person, he started working toward revolution, because there were, stirrings for a while before the actual Vive la Résistance began. And he managed to be quite instrumental in the French Revolution, overturning the monarchy that existed in France. So there was a whole series of Napoleon absolutely being in the right place at the right time and gaining more and more power and influence. And eventually he became the first consul of the Republic, and consolidated more and more power still, and then crowned himself the Emperor of France in 1804.
Woohoo!
Yeah.
Good job, Napoleon.
Yeah, I mean, down with kings, but up with emperors.
Well,
so,
was really the problem with kings, or was the problem that the kings weren't him?
I think that latter one is actually exactly what the problem was. Thank you for making me smaller. That's perfect. So
sorry, you were just invading my frame a little bit.
I really was. I mean, I feel
you
like
were in my space, Heather. My personal space.
It's
on
really hard
this
to do
digital platform
from over here, but okay.
I know.
But speaking of invasions, so
nice segue.
Thanks. So most of you are familiar with Napoleon and Josephine, which obviously was definitely a thing. So Josephine was Napoleon's first wife and his first empress. He married her in 1796, but when she could not give him any heirs, like they were married from 1796 to 1810, and there were no children from this marriage.
No babies.
No babies. And Napoleon, as any good emperor would do, really wanted some heirs to take over the family business. So,
okay.
At this point, Napoleon he's decided France is not big enough a stage for him, so he's like going all over Europe. They fight Britain, they fight they just keep going into the rest of Europe, and their little fingers are going everywhere. And he's in 1810, when he had his marriage to Josephine annulled, because if there are no heirs, there's no proof that they ever did anything. I guess. So, so he was able to have his marriage annulled. He was born and raised a Catholic, as was Marie Louise. And so Marie Louise, there were some definite stirrings about possibly Napoleon marrying a Russian princess, and Austria was like, hold up, no, we're not going to be in the middle of France and Russia allied. No. No. So, I mean, France and Russia had a decent relationship and all that, but they were like, no, just no. So they were like, how about Marie Louise? She's so pretty. Look at her. So the
under the bus.
Yeah.
100 years before buses, just under the bus was Marie Louise thrown.
And her response which is recorded, is essentially, I will do what is needed for my country, which, is about all women could do back then. So a lot of us have done what is needed for our country.
But there's a really nice piece of jewelry coming her way.
There is a really nice piece of jewelry coming her way. I don't know if it was worth it, but we'll see. So Marie Louise and Napoleon were married in 1810, and thank goodness for Napoleon, in 1811, here comes Napoleon II.
Woo!
So his name was Napoleon Francis Joseph Charles. He was born styled as the King of Rome because, of course, the emperor's son would be a king at birth. He did not. So, unfortunately for Napoleon, this was the only child that resulted from this marriage. Now, Napoleon had a bunch of kids, actually, and more than we know about, because some out-of-wedlock children... Yeah, sexy, informed, enthusiastic consent is the sexiest thing.
It's true.
That has ever existed.
Yes. We are all about the consents.
Yeah. So...
and also the giant diamond necklaces. We're getting to that.
Some people get more enthusiastic when faced with diamond necklaces, so... I
mean, you haven't heard how big this diamond necklace is.
It is really big.
It's really big.
We'll talk about how size matters later.
Yeah.
And, so, yes. Unfortunately, Napoleon II, who briefly did take over as Emperor of France before everything fell apart for the whole Napoleon Bonaparte family, died at 21 of tuberculosis without issue. So Napoleon's official line was not very robust. He did keep adopting kids and acknowledging illegitimate heirs because, I mean, seriously, he was trying to take over all the countries at this point. He's like, okay, I need at least one for here, one for there, one for there. Maybe one for here. We should get one for here just in case. And so the Russian invasion that Napoleon planned was the thing that really began his downfall. And I believe anyone who is a history buff realizes that there is a bit of a theme with Russia just thwarting everyone's plans.
Yes.
Because
this is definitely a theme.
So, I don't know why anyone would ever invade Russia again.
Well, apparently people just need to keep making the same mistakes.
They do keep making the same mistake, at least on the ground. I can... because you've got the Russian populace and the Russian winter. And why do they keep doing it in the wintertime?
Because, again, apparently people... Isn't there a song about history repeating?
There is, in fact, a really good song.
It's a good song. Yeah.
So, yes, he just wanted legitimate children so he could set up his new locations for his business wherever he wanted. And it just didn't work out for him, because just didn't. As a side note, during his marriage to Josephine, actually, Napoleon, if you aren't aware of this, he did actually have a pretty important role in the United States history, which was he sold the U.S. the Louisiana Territory, which at that time doubled the size of the U.S. That was in 1803. So that's all that we need to know for now about Napoleon. And
so let's talk about the mother of all push presents.
Yes.
This necklace. Right? Hitler apparently never did play Risk as a kid, because anybody who played Risk knows that invading Russia is a terrible, awful idea.
Horrifying. I mean, He played Risk as an adult, though, so.
So, the mother of all push presents, this diamond necklace that Napoleon commissioned, as a gift for Marie Louise upon the birth of their first child, who was a son, was 234 diamonds set in silver and gold. It was a choker style, not a collar style necklace, but a short choker style necklace composed of round, brilliant diamonds and large pear-shaped diamonds, the total carat weight of which was approximately 263 carats. Just to do a little bit of math, so a carat is there's 5 carats in a gram. So 263 divided by 5, that's 52 grams worth of diamonds. That's a lot of grams of diamonds. All of these diamonds, even by today's grading standards, are colorless or near colorless, which is notable because back in 1811, they didn't have all of the technological diamond grading tools that we have today. So you're basically dealing with trained naked eyes and basic magnification. So it's extremely impressive that the jewelers were able to assemble this beautiful suite of diamonds, which were all, again, colorless to near colorless, high quality clarity and high quality of cutting. And again, all of that stands up even to today's grading standards. So that really is a kudos to the jewelers.
Etienne Nito.
Yeah. Yes. So the total value per the French Treasury in 1811 of this piece was 376,275 francs, which in today's money, according to Heather's calculations, is about $1.7 million. Mm-hmm. It's also worth noting that at this time, the diamond fields in South Africa had not yet been discovered nor mined. So all of these diamonds were sourced from India and Brazil, which means that, first of all, these jewelers are grading and pairing diamonds from completely different countries to make this amazing necklace. And also, there was much less supply in both of those countries than when the diamond fields of South Africa would start to be mined, which was later on in the 18th century.
Yeah, when they found the South African mines, they were like, oh.
Yeah.
Diamonds aren't actually that rare. Huh. We've got to fix this.
Yeah, well, and then that's got to be a whole other thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, another podcast.
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. Yes. Yeah. So anyway, after Napoleon's abdication in 1814, what happened to the necklace?
Well, it stayed in Marie Louise's family because Napoleon didn't really have one.
Oh, this is the part where I had crappy arrows.
Oh.
Let me know if you need me to do that part.
You do that part.
Okay. Sorry. I screwed this up. So I have arrows that are slightly confusing.
Handwritten.
Yeah. Notice the handwritten part that says nope.
There is a handwritten part that says nope.
Yeah. Okay, so all right. I will kick this back to Heather on the next page when things are logical. So, after Napoleon's abdication in 1814, Marie Louise did retain possession of the necklace, and the necklace then passed down through her family. So, she bequeathed the necklace to her sister-in-law, and fast forward a bit, and the necklace is now in the possession of the third son of said sister-in-law and his wife, Maria Theresa. So, as a lot of noble families did after World War I, the family attempted to sell the necklace because they needed cash. Big-ass diamond necklace, don't buy no bread. So they're trying to sell it. And
also, this is her brother's wife, not Napoleon's family. So correct. It's back in the hands of Austria.
Yes. So they're attempting to sell this necklace, and there's like a flavor of barbishing here. Because there's like talking about there was a deal maybe where it was going to be sold to the King of Egypt, and that fell through. And then there was an anonymous buyer in Amsterdam, and that fell through. And there was a whole lot of hubbub and buzz about the necklace from 1883 when it was worn to the coronation of Tsar Alexander III, by whom the article did not say. So I don't know who actually wore it there, but apparently it was very much a thing at that time, and so they were trying to, burnish the reputation of the necklace with this, which
burnish, not barbish.
Yeah, but why do you need to burnish 236 carats of diamonds? Like, holy mother.
63 carats?
I don't know. 263. It's a lot of diamonds.
It is a lot of diamonds.
So
263.
So for some reason, passing understanding, since the family apparently cannot find a buyer in Europe or Asia or Africa for this necklace, Maria Theresa decides to consign the necklace to an agent in America, Colonel Townsend, and his wife, Princess Baranti, two people whom she has never met. Because isn't that what you do, Heather? You send your priceless diamond necklace across the ocean into the possession of two people you've never met.
I mean, personally,
and have only communicated with via letter.
That's what I've done with all of my priceless diamond necklaces. I don't know about you, but
I thought your family threw priceless diamonds in the trash.
We have multiple traditions.
Accidentally.
Yeah.
That was not meant as an insult. It wasn't a necklace,
it was a ring.
That was a joke about something that is terrible that did happen actually to Heather's family.
True facts, yes.
Okay, but now we're back on like no crazy arrows page.
So the Colonel Townsend, who Colonel
air quotes.
There are a lot of air quotes in this part of the story, which is pretty exciting. He was alleged.
Also, why are rich people so gullible?
Okay, so I can tell you why noble rich people in Europe were so gullible.
They were desperate?
Because the family tree is a braid.
Fair.
So.
Point taken.
Anyway. The Colonel Townsend, was alleged to have been in the British military. There was no way for her to hear his accent. And
letters.
Also, she's Austrian, so she may not have, even if he were he could have been British and in her face being like, yes, what, I absolutely served, yes. She would have been like, okay.
I hope he didn't sound like that, because goodness.
No, that's what you sound like when you invade India, right? So his wife was, okay, again, with the air quotes everywhere. It's just all
giant
air quotes
quotes
the time. So his wife, air quotes, was named Princess Baranti. Not a princess. Not a wife.
Spoiler alert.
Possibly named Baranti. Who, there's no actual records were sloppy. So Archduke Leopold, who was Maria Theresa's nephew, Maria Theresa being the person who inherited the diamond necklace, and then so it's now in the family. Maria Theresa is not Marie Louise. They're different people.
Yeah.
Because it's much later now, and Marie Louise has gone to her final resting place.
And Archduke Leopold, it's worth mentioning, is one of the poorer relations of the family.
Yes. So he went to America, correct? To try to find buyers?
To help the colonel and the princess find buyers for the necklace. And yet somehow, once again,
did not work. I mean, we are going to talk apparently a lot in this podcast, in the podcast series.
Seriously,
about people who are
being
who are supposedly buying things, not
completely untruthful.
Yeah. So people who supposedly negotiated and it fell through. And once again, we are going to take everything with a grain of salt with all of this. Harry Winston.
I have a weird question for speaking of a grain of salt.
Okay.
But, you can finish. Do you want the question now?
Let me at least finish this.
Okay.
This particular...
It's kind of a Mary question, because she's the one with the research powers.
So Harry Winston was one of the potential buyers. Many of you will have heard of Harry Winston's jewels through the Oscars and things like that. Harry Berenson, who was a New York attorney.
Because everyone apparently was named Harry, which probably means they were named Henry.
Yes, they were, yeah. And Marjorie Merriweather Post, who did actually eventually buy the necklace, just not when they needed her to. So she's the one who purchased the necklace and gave it to the Smithsonian.
Okay, so non sequitur. So I have rock salt that's made for making ice cream. You're supposed to mix it with the ice and put it on the outside of the churn, and it makes the ice colder than 32 degrees, so it'll freeze the ice cream. This is not for human consumption. Why is that? Not intended for human consumption.
I wonder, yeah. Mary, tell us.
I'm just curious.
So how far down am I going?
I will take over for David Michel.
So that's no. Go for it.
So they did eventually find a buyer for said necklace. Jewelry broker named David Michel. And they sold it to him for $60,000 US, which at that time equates to about $1.08 million. So not only has the necklace not appreciated, but it's actually depreciated.
Because the original price, remember, was $1.762 million.
Mm-hmm. It's not purified. What's in it? Okay, I ate some of it, Mary. Am I gonna die? Just curious.
It seems like it would have come up already if you were gonna.
I mean, it
Did
was
you
just
eat it
this
like
morning.
5 minutes ago?
No, it was this morning.
Yeah.
It's probably fine. Very reassuring.
I think maybe if you eat the whole box.
I shan't eat the whole box.
Okay.
But I did preserve some lemon peels with it, so those lemon peels are probably toast. Unfortunate.
Not necessarily.
Ooh, if I put them in alcohol, then... I mean, like 3 or 4
It's what humans ate for
grains.
a very long time. Yeah, you're probably good. It's
Okay,
not,
cool.
It's not like denatured alcohol.
That's good.
Yeah.
Because denatured alcohol has cyanide in it.
Yes. Denatured
So-
alcohol is poisoned. Rock salt is
Specifically.
not purified. There's a huge difference.
Good to know.
A lot of space in there.
Yeah. So, okay. So they sold, finally, the necklace to David Michel for $60,000 US. Which, again, is the equivalent of $1.08 million, which is less than the necklace was worth in 1811. Now, this is, post World War I, so as Heather pointed out, probably not a whole lot of cash to go around.
This was the 30s, right?
This was the 30s.
Yeah. So not only post World War I, but definitely into the worldwide depression and all that. Yeah.
But here's the thing. The Townsends of that sale, the Townsends... Well, hi, Tropic Mel. We, you know what? This is our talking stream, so we do have beads. Tune in tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. and we will have a bead sale for you. But right now we are talking about crazy, weird, and wild jewelry stories. So we're talking about this story of the Napoleon Diamond Necklace at this point. So we've come up to the 30s with this story that started in 1811. But so the Townsends, who were the broker for the sale, of that $60,000 sent $7,270 to Maria Theresa, the owner of the necklace, and kept the other $52,730, which they distributed among themselves. Archduke Leopold, this is the nephew who came to America to help facilitate the sale, and a couple of other parties. So for this necklace that was worth $1.7 million in 1811, Maria Theresa wound up netting $7,270 US in the 30s. But, header.
So, the Archduchess claimed she had dissolved her contract with the Townsends, the
ones who kept
married couple.
$52,000 who were married. Hi, Shaquille. We're talking about diamonds, so you know it's possible that we can help you with diamonds.
Yes. So she now has $7,270 that she received from the sale of this necklace, which is money that she needed.
But then
she pays David Michel, who is the one who bought the necklace, $50,000 to get it back. And then grand larceny charges were filed against the Townsends because, again, so many air quotes. And Archduke Leopold.
Mm-hmm.
But the Townsends had fled. What? I mean,
they fled? But they weren't shady at all, Heather.
No,
they weren't even a little bit shady.
No.
There was no shade there.
Yeah, Leopold eventually was acquitted because he just kind of got taken.
But he did spend...
Before he was acquitted, he had to sit in the jail cell and think about what he did. If thinking was a strong point.
I don't think his thinker was very thinky.
No.
Again, family tree is a braid.
Yeah.
And we're hanging in. Shaquille, how are you? Okay, so let's go back for just a minute to Mrs. Townsend, aka Princess Bronte. So
Princess.
Later,
I'm just gonna call myself Princess too.
But I was gonna do that.
We can both.
We can both be princesses?
Yeah. Why not?
Okay.
I mean, if she can, we can.
That's fair. So can we go con somebody out of $52,000?
I don't know. We've been very unsuccessful so far.
Oh,
but...
crap. Okay. Okay, so Princess Bronte, who later went by Gervais Bronte, was in fact never actually married to Townsend.
Colonel Townsend
was already married to someone else.
Mm-hmm. Who shall remain nameless because she didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
Except really give her consent to someone she maybe shouldn't have. A lot of bad choices.
Yeah. After the sale of the necklace, she made a shockingly quick exit from New York City. I'm shocked.
I'm also shocked. This is my shock.
Followed by stays in Chicago and India. She died in 1960 in Florida, and the last time that she reports seeing her co-conspirator, Colonel Townsend, was in England with plans to move to Japan in an unspecified year. And Archduke Leopold That was me throwing it to you.
Oh. He died in Connecticut in 1958. Not in jail at that point, thankfully. But, you know, not doing so great. I mean,
Well,
still
how do
being
you-
an archduke.
I mean, I
Colonel
guess.
Townsend
but...
in England with the candlestick, yes.
And
So,
wait, did Colonel Townsend in England with the candlestick fly to Connecticut and murder the Archduke? Because that'd be kind of fun.
was a different archduke.
Wait,
There was an important archduke,
there's a lot of
In
Archdukes.
Austria,
Yes.
but that was, yeah.
But that was a while back.
That was in 1914.
1914, yes.
So, Franz Ferdinand, if you are not the history buff that we are, is the one that we're talking about. But the one that's important to the story is Leopold, who had nothing to do with anything.
Isn't Franz Ferdinand a pop star?
It's a band.
Okay. Just checking.
Yes. So finally, in 1960, the necklace is sold to Harry Winston, who was one of the people that Leopold tried to get to buy it and failed because Leopold had strong suits, I'm sure, but sales...
Did not seem to be one of them.
No. He was very trusting. And Harry Winston was the one who sold it to Marjorie Merriweather Post in 1962. And did she ever wear it, or did she just decide?
The article did not say, but it sounds like she just gifted it.
Yeah. So she's the one who put it in the hands of the Smithsonian Institute to be displayed.
Which is where it remains to this day.
Yes. It being all shiny. So shiny. And
So shiny. So much. Like, go Google it because it is freaking gorgeous.
yeah. I really need to go see this. Now that I know all about it, and Colonel Townsend and Princess Peranti and poor hapless Leopold.
I don't get it. How, Heather?
How? It's because...
It's kind of like what?
Yes. What? So we do not have the brightest of people. We have the... So the whole story is about people being useful because of where they came from. So not really too many attributes necessary. Like, are you from Austria? Cool, let's do this. Yeah, didn't really need... And, I mean, the whole... It's wonderful for Leopold that he didn't die of hemophilia. Let's just be real.
Okay,
at this point.
that's fair.
Yeah.
But just the... Yeah.
Yeah. Choices being made by people who make choices for reasons that we do not fathom.
Yeah. Cannot fathom. Like, I mean, I cannot even fathom ever being in possession
Of 263 carats.
Right, of a $1.7 million necklace, much less trying to sell it, but just...
And failing to sell it, by the way. Selling it for $60,000. I mean, which, granted, was a bit, but... Also, when I was doing the conversions, just as an aside, it was interesting to me because when I went to France as a young person, the conversion rate was about 5 francs to $1, and it was also about 5 francs to $1 in 1811. So that was cool when
there's some interesting things to be mulled over about, currency and
yes,
all of that. And that, but so anyway, another crazy expensive piece of jewelry, another insane story. This one still ended with everybody dead, but that's because it started in 1811.
I mean, the stories about all of us are eventually going to end
with us
dead.
being dead. Yeah.
Nobody died because of the necklace, so that's certainly a good thing.
Yes, though I think our next podcast is
less happy for some of the people.
Yeah, we're either gonna explore diamonds and the rise of the diamond as the pinnacle of gemstones, or we're gonna talk about some famous cursed stones.
Nice.
Haven't decided which yet, but we have one every week, so you know what? If you don't get one next week, you're gonna get that one the week following.
Yeah.
So you didn't. I mean, you missed. Everybody died, Keiko. That's the end of the story. That's what you got.
Everybody died except the necklace.
The necklace,
which you two can see if it is currently on display.
It is on display in the Smithsonian. To which, by the way, I have never been. I've never visited the Smithsonian, and I'm so jelly of everyone who has. But someday I shall go, and I shall see all of these storied gemstones, and it's going to be amazing. But for now, I think that is going to be it. Oh, yeah, De Beers.
Yeah, that's part of the Diamonds podcast.
That's going to be a Diamonds podcast for sure. But for tonight, I think that we are done talking about the Napoleon Diamond Necklace. Again, saga from 1811 until present, where it currently sits in the Smithsonian. And I will say, I think fewer people died for this necklace than died for the Pearl of Lao Tzu.
Definitely.
So there's that.
So we're, trending in the right direction.
But, yeah, so that's going to be it for us this evening on the Buttonless Podcast with Allison and Heather. Thank you so much for listening to our crazy gemstone stories. And don't forget, you can catch us every evening at this time, 7:30 p.m. on twitch.tv/beatingdream. Oh,
every Wednesday.
Okay. What did I say?
Just every.
Oh, every Wednesday. Yeah. Keiko's requesting sword fights, betrayal, and espionage.
That was last week. Hi. It'll be next week too, probably.
Were there sword fights?
I'm shocked. I mean, there were alien abductions. Maybe he was also fighting them with swords. Who knows?
Well, now there's a challenge.
Yes, we should raid Corvus, who is streaming instead of
here.
Yeah.
Yay. Okay, so that sounds like a really freaking awesome plan. So, because of the way that I stream, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have to take a second, turn off some of my streams. So I'm gonna put on my thank you screen as a thank you to each and every one of you for listening to us this evening. I'm going to do a couple of tech things, and then I'm going to come back, and then we're going to raid Corvus, okay?
Yes.
So anybody who wants to raid Corvus, hang around.
Yes.
For just a few minutes, and we will be right back.